Welcome back to the channel Trading Simplified. I'm a trading enthusiast and love to simplify trading. To get started, just a reminder that I'm not a financial advisor and this video is for entertainment purposes only. What's up, everybody? So this is Sunday night stock talk. We're going to go over a few stocks today. We're going to go over NEO, PLTR, DM, SEKT, TLRY, Jetblue, Zoom. I want to start off with Jetblue. Looking at the 3-month chart right now, we can clearly see that this stock has been on a downtrend from $18 all the way down to a low of $13.93. And now it's been hovering in the $14.68 range. Now, the reason I'm bringing up this stock is airlines mentioned that they don't see good guidance in the near future, especially with COVID-19 and everything that's happening. Jetblue is a stock that I like to day trade because you can see if you buy the lows and you're able to hold it, you can get good swings on it. So for me, it's a good swing trade play. I want to just mention a few key things that I'm looking for, especially Monday, tomorrow, to see where this stock is going to go. We have to see where it's going to be trending, but I just want to bring out a support line with this horizontal line I will use. So around $14 flat is a clear support line for Jetblue. So we just have to see what it looks like in the morning. But right now we are hovering in this area where it's sold off in the after hours. And everybody knows I like to use the RSI here. So RSI, this circle box that I am going with the mouse right here, up here is overbought and here is oversold. So we are looking for a range in this 14.5 range to the 14 range area because you can see that the RSI is getting oversold. So you see 30 here and 70 here. We want to buy in this range, at least where I'm looking to buy. Not telling anybody to buy any shares of JetBlue, but this is somewhere where I will be looking tomorrow, so I'll definitely do a follow-up video on it if we get this nice dip because, as you know, I like to do the dip plays. And I'm just bringing up the drawing so we can see. Where is it? Just really quickly. There you go. So right here to here, that is a 3% gain. So my entry on JetBlue is going to be around $14 to $14.15 for a dip play for a 20 to 30, 40 cent swing. All right, so next up we have Zoom. I made a few previous videos on Zoom. What I wanted to bring up, I just want to show everybody from the 3-month chart that we are on the downtrend. We have gone as high as 400 all the way down to 300, 100 points off. Now zooming in on the last 5 days, Zoom has really shown some positive uptrend here, and they've been able to create the support line, which I'll show you on the horizontal line. We have a support line here at 292. So if you're going to be making an entry on Zoom, you need to keep in mind that your stop loss is going to be where this support line is. So you are going to, I personally would be taking the loss if I buy shares above this 293 range and it dips below that, because when you zoom out on the chart, you can see that there is no support after that, so we really can't predict where the next bottom would be on Zoom. Personally, probably in the low 200s area, to be honest. 243 would be your next support line, as you can see up here is what I'm looking at. So when I'm looking at Zoom, I want to make an entry if we get a pullback in the 295 range, but I'm cutting my losses if it breaks 291 because this is the clear support level. And this is where Kathy Woods has been buying, where she bought those millions of shares. Next stock I want to go into, we're going to go into DM. This is one of my buddy's stocks. He personally likes this stock, and I have a previous video on following stop losses, but he is definitely correct on this stock. This is where the entry should be right now, in the $7 range to $7.50 is really where you want to make your entry on DM stock. Now this stock is a printing company. They deal with various metals, etc. And when you're reading the chart, we're looking for trend lines, we're looking for support, we're looking for entries to get in on these stocks. So you can see right here around the 712 range is the low, and you had a nice bounce all the way as high up to $9. Now this stock has been trending down. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It has been getting killed. It was as high as $21, and you're pretty much getting like a 60% discount. This is something that would be a swing trade that you're going to buy shares, maybe 5% of the portfolio, and you're going to look into swing trading this from $7 to $8, holding shares, and then trying to get it at the next resistance level, which would be around $12. You'd have to sell this. The next stock I want to get into, the beloved Apple. Apple had some news with Epic in the court case, and they were doing well. As you can see, I mean, over the last month, all they've done is go up from the 140s, 130s range all the way up to 157. Now, after the Epic news, they sold off from 157 down to 148. So tomorrow's going to be a good day to see really where they're at. See if people remain bullish on them. It seems like the stock market's gone incredibly high. But I just want to say that if Apple continues to die, your next support level is going to be around 145. The reason I'm saying this is because if you view out, and this is 3 months out, you can see that this is the clear support line right here. Let me just label it for you guys. Right in there is your support level. And then after that, it's just going to, hopefully, we'll see if it bounces off that. So we'll have to see how the court case goes and how they continue post this. Next stock I want to talk about is TLRY. This is a cigarette company like Weeds, marijuana stock. And this company, I personally like day trading this company, but you just have to be very careful with them because as you can see, I mean, looking at the 6-month chart, let me go back actually to the 1 year because it just makes it a little bit easier to see. They went as high as $67 a share, and now they are worth $12. They're actually doing well on their earnings. They've beaten earnings, but the thing is, they've just been sold off majorly. I'm looking to make an entry around them around $9, $10. I think we have an area of consolidation. As you can see, it's been hovering around that $12 to $14 range. And right now it's making new lows and higher highs. So what does that mean if you're making new lows and lower highs? So as you can see here, just look at the trend. As it's here at the $13 and it trends down to the $12.83, the next new high was only $13.14 compared to the $13.33. And then the next new low was all the way down here at $12.63. And then the lower high was $12.74. And it just keeps going down. So right now I'm not looking to make an entry in this range. We got to find a support. You don't want to just buy blindly. A stock that's selling off can keep going down. So we just want to wait and see with that. All right, so the next stock I want to speak about is PLTR. This is one of my favorites to trade. It is on a clear trend line up, indicated by this trend line right here, and then this trend line coming up. And as you can see, it actually sold off on this point. I want to zoom in over here so we can see. Let me just take off this drawings. I'm going to zoom in over here so we can see that it was in this 26 range, sold off a few days ago, down to 25, and a clear bounce off. So your support level is going to be at the $25 range to $25.20. And if it sells from there, your next support line is going to be right here at the 24.25 range. So PLTR is looking very bullish, but in these current market conditions, you still have to follow your stop losses. So the last stock I want to talk about isn't just a stock, it's an ETF of ONEQ, the NASDAQ. And the reason I'm bringing this up is it gives you a good overall market condition on what it's doing. When I like to trade in the morning, I like to see how is the overall index market doing, whether it's the NASDAQ, whether it's the S&P. I personally like the NASDAQ because this ETF in particular does give good point swings. And it hit this high of almost $60 a share and is now on the downtrend of 58.82. A clear support level that we are looking for is going to be in this range of $56. Now this is something that is probably not going to happen in a day unless something catastrophic happens. But I want to bring it up because it's something that I'm going to be following and I'm looking to make an entry on because I love holding ONEQ. It's one of my favorite ETFs. And I always like to buy on red days. Red days is when I buy. I'm a dip buy player. And I just wanted to bring it up to light for everybody to see. But you can see here is your clear support line here. So we'll give it some time. You can even dollar cost average is fine, but I'm looking at the 56 range. All right, so that sums up Sunday stock talk. I just want to bring up a few stocks that I've been looking at. We'll see what happens tomorrow, and we'll give a follow-up when the market day ends.